So today on the bench we've got I've got a radio here. It's I think it's an ID-5100, right? Yeah, ID-5100 Icom radio. It's a nice radio. This is a buddy of mine. He's managed to break his speaker connection port here. So I'm going to see if I can what we can do to fix this, and hopefully come up with a plan to get it working again. So I already opened this up. I already have this all apart, and I had a look. I'll have to get in here, so I'll have to take this whole board out. So not that simple, but yeah, we'll have to solder loose a few components and so on. Yeah, and hopefully we can repair that for him. So that's the plan. So stick around, let's see what we can do. I think first what I'm going to do is take all of this out. This is actually my Bluetooth module that's in here. You can connect to this radio via Bluetooth. So take that out. I'll have to disconnect this resistor that goes into the jack here. So I'll have to loosen that up, and then hopefully the board comes out quite easy, and then take it from there, see what happens. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. So I'm gonna take a screwdriver, which I think is gonna fit nicely here without slipping. That feels good. But first I'm gonna get rid of that resistor, see if we can get it off where the antenna jack is. The rest of this stuff should come apart quite easy. For the fan, now these are nice radios. I've got like I said, I've also got one, and we both have them in our trucks and so on, so we use them to chat. But yeah, and if speaker one, you can have it so that it's all the audio. So this radio's also got a left and a right, so you can have it that all the audio comes out of speaker one, or if you plug in a second one, then it'll have the left side come out of one and the right side come out of the right speaker two. So only use the one, so it's a little bit tricky. So but these are one of those that when you switch it in, or when you put the point in, it actually picks up that there's a jack in there. So whilst it will use the internal speaker. So I'm hoping that I can maybe salvage one of these 3.5 female jacks out of something else that could work, that's also got the switch in it. So hopefully it won't be too much of an issue getting it out. I have got an advanced radio license, so I'm allowed to do this. So let's take this guy out. This out. We might have to take I might have to take it apart and then have a look what we need, and if I don't have the right parts, then we'll see if we can order something online or whatever, and then at a later stage just put it in when we get it. So hopefully this comes apart quite easy. So let's quickly see. There we go. That goes out. Then we can move on to this out. That looks like all of them. You see this face, that guy and this guy. I'm not sure, I'm probably going to have to open up the other side as well so I can get this off, unless this can come out. It's just grounding shields. I don't put too much force on it. Looking for something. So I managed to get this out, and I went and had a look. I can't seem to find any usable parts that I can replace this with. The dimensions, the physical dimensions are different. So I think for now I've taken a couple of nice photographs of it, and we'll see if we can get one of these, maybe order it or so on. But for now, what I've come up with is I've got one of these. It's a 3.5 stereo extension cable. It's about, I don't know, 5 meters long or so, that I've cut up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solder this onto this, and then this will come out of the radio. Then that way my buddy can connect his speaker up that way, and then at a later stage, if we get the right thing, then we can always just stick it in. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So for now, I'm just going to put this all back together again, and then yeah, then at least he'll be able to use his radio again. So yeah, let's put it back together. So let's just quickly see before we go too far if I'm able to get this in here. Also, I must get this in before I close everything up. Not gonna work. So let's put this back, take these out, and then put the piece of wire in as I stick the board in. Place. Nice. Then it'll hold this. I might put a zip tie in it, or maybe let's do this. Normally when I do stuff like this, I'll put a knot in it or something like that, just so that it can't pull out. So let's do this. Well, I can do this afterwards. Okay, so I figured it out. So it's just me being silly. So where this Bluetooth module goes in, this little bracket that takes the fine thread screw, and then so that goes in over there, and then these two are for this guy. So just me not paying attention, I guess. So make sure all of these are tight. Right, so then this guy is for the fan. Stick that in there, like so. And then make sure of this other side. So this is where the speaker comes in. So let's just see the little pins, which way they come in. Okay, so comes in like this. So that's in there. That sits like that. And the one with the speaker hole in it. Like so, let's just see. There's nothing that guy is in. So now all we need to do is connect this up. We can put this guy back in. Oh no! So we learn, eh? Oh no! Let me quickly do this. So I managed to turn and take this cover off and get everything back in, yeah? Whole face and all of that. So that's all good. We're gonna take just this last side, get that in. And that should be that for that side. Get these all semi-decent tighten. Doesn't have to be too tight. And then that way it's all closed up. I think this is gonna work okay. I think considering the use of the radio is quite important, we can at least get by doing it this way. So I've already had a look at the pin layout of this while it was out. I did a bit of testing, so just rang them out. So that's the ground, this is the white, and then this is the red. So through here, so we can just maintain the same orientation and things. So I think that's okay. I think I can maybe cut this. I don't think it's necessary to put in a zip tie or anything like that, so we can just get rid of a bit of this, like so. We'll get rid of some of the shielding here. Like that. Alright, so now all we need to do is solder those onto here. And then we should be off to the races. This is going to be it didn't go according to plan. Like that. Make it easy. That shouldn't go anywhere. Nothing shorting out here. Alright, so then we can close this radio up. Oh, I didn't put the Bluetooth module back in. So let's do that. Take this ST back in. That's that one. And then we need to solder this back in. Same thing. So I think we need to maybe just get rid of some of the solder here. And then stick this guy back in here. Alright, take these, screw them back in. Alright, and then we can just solder this back up again. And then that should be it. Let's see. So let's go this side. So after all of that, I did a couple of tests and so on, and ended up taking this out. And there's, like I suspected, there's a switch in here. So if I take my meter, and you'll see these two, my contact. And then if you take this and switch it in, it does actually change the state of that, but it doesn't always make contact with the speaker because it's loose, because this is broken. So I think for now the best course of action is I'll see the plug size that's in that my buddy uses in his truck, and just take some insulation tape and literally wrap this until it's thick enough so that when it goes, I'm just doing this as an example, but wrap this until it's thick enough that it will support this in a way and make nice contact around the edges here, so a little bit more, but let's see now. Something to that effect. Then it'll keep it in place where it needs to be, so up until we can find the right size or actual new jack for this. So lesson learned. So that's it. Yeah, so we learn a new trick every day. I thought I was going to be able to get this repaired and it might work, but at one point I thought, okay, maybe just disable the speaker or unplug the speaker, but I'm not sure. The radio picks up, obviously it does a change, and then it will only allow one side to go out. So if it's like that, then you only get audio on the one side of the channel and not both, and so on. So just to get full functionality of the radio, if we do it like this, then at least it will still work. I thought about maybe 3D printing it, measuring it with a vernier, and then 3D printing a little ring that would support everything in, but I think this is easy enough to solve the problem. So yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much with at least you got to see the inside of the radio. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll give it a taste, and hopefully my buddy appreciates the time and effort I put in here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. We'll catch you on the next one.